be joined by Doug Melvin, Brewers general manager. Last time we talked, Doug, you were being sprayed heavily by champagne.
Dried out pretty well.
Yeah, what a great feeling that must have been for you and the organization, the architect of a division title for the first time in Milwaukee since 1982. How's that feel?
Pretty good. You know, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, a lot of hard work by a lot of people involved, and including our fan base, and everybody supports the team. So it was a blast, and you know, we keep things going.
Well, Doug, we've been talking about these scenarios, and it's interesting here that as we've talked to Ron Renicky and Rick Kranitz, usually when you clinch, you have a little downtime. You get to kind of prepare for the postseason, but because of the home and road scenario and the closeness of the race with the Arizona Diamondbacks, things are much different, and I'm sure hopping pretty heavy in the baseball operations department.
Yeah, you know, you still want to win every game, and there's a lot at stake with the home field advantage, and I think the Tigers and Texas, I think, is doing the same thing in the American League. So, you know, you could sit and you could say you have scoreboard watching, but really, if we can control this ourselves, we go out and win 3 games, and we can control our own destiny as far as home and road, and that. But yeah, there's you know, really not many games that you can let up, and you look at it, and you want to try to win these games. And then Rick Kranitz has a tough assignment to try to put the pitching, Rick and Ron, the way they want it to go into postseason.
You know, in your long experience in baseball, have you ever, you know, been in a scenario like this where you've got 3 games left and there's so many different scenarios, ways that your team could go home, road, 3 different teams you could still play?
Yeah, I guess that's why they call it the wild card, and and that with all the different scenarios. I know that the St. Louis Atlanta, there's nothing can be done until that series is over as far as who we play. And again, like I say, the only thing that we can control is our own wins and losses, but there are a lot of different scenarios, and every time you think you have them all, someone else brings another scenario up that could happen.
Are they running out of paper up there in the scouting department? I mean, your advanced scouts and the guys up in the offices here with the scouting reports, I mean, they don't know which direction to go right now.
Well, we have scouts with every team in that, and we just keep them on those teams. The person that the toughest job during this time period is Dan Larea, our traveling secretary. He doesn't know who's coming, who's going, where. You got family members, you got the players, and you know, the wives, and that. So there's a lot of people going on the trip. We got some front office people going, and Dan has to manage all that and handle it all, and got the airlines to work out, the hotels and buses, and
so now's not a good time to be asking Danny a favor. Right?
No. It's he's got a lot on his plate right now, but he handles it very well. He's one of the best that I've been around.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the postseason. I know the rosters will start to move in that direction, and you know, you guys have had discussions, but in your mind, what separates your team in the postseason maybe from some of the other contenders at this point?
Well, you know, I think the thing is our starting pitching depth is solid, and you know, I think from Markham, Gallardo, Greinke, Randy Wolf, I don't think there's big separation from our starting pitchers. I think there's some teams out there that there is a little bit of a separation from their #1 starter to 2, 3, and 4, and I think that's one of our strengths with the ball club. And our bullpen pretty well set at the back end in 8 and 9, and Ron's done a great job after K-Rod came over, get a great job putting guys in roles and that. So our pitching right now is our strength, and we can score runs, but if we keep the game close, we either find a way to score, or the team maybe kicks it around or helps us out in that regard. So the club's just a lot more balanced than clubs we've had in the past.
Yeah, really not a whole lot of, you know, surprises. You know, I guess your roster is pretty much set, but obviously the big talk around town is, you know, Greinke at home, Markham on the road. How important is that in your mind?
Well, you know, you'd like to try to work out those kind of scenarios, and sometimes they may not be able to work out, but you know, you can go by the statistics and that, and sometimes it can all fool you. Once you get into postseason, it's a whole different ball game. In that, you know, there's no doubt that Zach is pitched very well here. That's pretty good. 10-0, and that which we knew, and Sean on the road. But you know, again, it depends what road parks you're talking about too. You know, I'm a big believer in ballpark effects, but they're great competitors, and that's what makes Ron and Rick's job tough. If we were able to not worry about these last 3 games, it'd be much easier. But Wednesday may be a game that we have to go out there and try to win, and the pitching set up on Wednesday at a certain time, and then we got to worry about Saturday and Sunday, 2 days off. So it's there's all different scenarios there too, not knowing who we're playing. So they have a pretty good thought in mind what they're going to do. I just don't know if they're going to tell us all yet.